Back to you with another video. As you can see currently, 404 in the United States, sizzling all through the North Americas. But let's go ahead and catch what's going on in Europe.
Because Europeans visiting North America for the World Cup, they're missing this historic heat wave with all-time high temperatures being rivaled in countries like England, Spain, and France. In fact, we've got headlines from Europe, from the BBC, red heat alerts issued in France, Italy, and Spain as 40°C temperatures forecast. 40 degrees Celsius is 104 degrees Fahrenheit.
77 to 82 degrees is worthy to be called a heat wave. I remember in the early 2000s, in a book from John I learned in high school, 65 degrees with shade can start your body with internal sweating.
That's very hot, especially for a city like Paris, where the average high is just 80. Speaking of Paris, France 24, scorching heat wave forces school closures, train cancellations across Europe. Now, the heat is huge, and we know what it's like here in the States, but this is uncommon. We could even call it rare. The heat has been fueling a spectacular light show. Last night, the Met Office confirming we had about 29,000 flashes of lightning on Monday. This was the view, see the London Eye, from the tower cam in London. Early Tuesday morning, those storms continued. They did lead to some flash flooding, but really the fact that this was a light show is what was so fascinating. Take a look at satellite, because we were able to show some of this data, show you this from space as that cluster was moving through. And you can almost see where that ridge of high pressure has been parked, right? Well to the south, and you have storms riding that ridge. Now, keep in mind, we do have that ridge over the UK, over England, and that acts as a sinking or suppressing of the air. But sometimes you're able to bust through that cap. Sometimes storms are able to form, but they have to be very powerful in order to do that, and that's why we had such a spectacular show last night in London. Those storms ended up fizzling out as they approached France, and they moved into Italy. Seeing some of the cloud cover, we'll show you some live looks this morning. That ridge, it remains parked there, and these temperatures are incredible. Bordeaux, we're talking a high of 110. Paris, as I had mentioned, average high 80, 100 degrees. Bordeaux, France, yesterday hit 107 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 41.9 degrees Celsius, hottest temperature ever recorded in Bordeaux. It is intense. Rome, 93. Look at London. Tomorrow, we could be approaching 100 degrees. And keep in mind, when we talk about a European heat wave, it's much different than in the United States. Air conditioning, just not as prevalent. So this could be dangerous with the prolonged nature. If this was 1 day, 2 days, okay. But we're talking more than 3 or 4 days, a bona fide extreme and historic heat wave that will be keeping Paris flirting with the triple digits. It's incredible what we're looking at, what we've been dealing with. I know that we've been showing some of the cameras. I believe with this camera, where is that one at? I think it was, I know where it was, Newquay Beach. Thank you, guys. You look at this. This is in England. Temperatures are easily going to warm into the 90s. I mean, this is looking into the Atlantic, and you have people out at the beach this afternoon. Temperatures are going to continue to warm. Quite a sight to see that this is the case and what we're dealing with in England. Now, we know in the summer it can get warm. It's just uncommon to get that warm. So a really big question, when are we going to be cooling down? It does look like as we head into the weekend, that ridge is going to move east. So hopefully that will allow those temperatures to relent just a bit. So maybe in Paris by Sunday into Monday, we'll be stair-stepping down. But again, remember, 80 degrees, that's the average high temperature. More than 20 degrees Fahrenheit above average.
Europe is feeling it worse, and due to them being closer to the crown of the planet that is easily charged up by the outlier, galactic sun, black holes, and other planets. This is unlike the equator, which needs both poles to help charge up the core of the planet. For example, the most recent storm, Arthur, had a projected cone to go northeast, and instead was going on a horizontal type pattern, very in the south into the Gulf and a little bit into the heightened central parts of Alabama. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys later. Be safe.